Welcome to the Friday Night Lineup, a show about two friends reminiscing on TV shows and movies from our childhood and teen years that would typically air on a Friday night. This week, we dove into Lizzie McGuire and we watched the episode Between a Rock and a Bra Place, and Chef's Kiss, of course, is one of the top rated Lizzie McGuire episodes because it is so good. We talked a lot about how Lizzie and Co were very relatable, and we shared a little bit about our experiences growing up as middle schoolers in the late aughts. And we also talked about the dynamic of parent and kid relationships. And at the end, we took a quiz to see which Lizzie McGuire character we really are. We hope you enjoy this episode as much as we did. And with that, roll the intro.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's episode. What's up, Sharissa?
What is up, Jessica? I'm doing all right. I had some flashbacks from watching this episode.
I know.
So I might need a little therapy after this, but neither here nor there.
Some things that were flashbacks were like the pressures I feel that they were under to like wanna, I guess, be a part of whatever group that was that had bras. It's just it was just relatable to like wanting to be like everyone else, but it's like you're not like everyone else. You realize that later in life that everyone is different. Everyone's going through life at different paces and stages.
We're on our own journey.
Yes. But totally relatable. The pressures, the attitudes that were so annoying, and how they were adults. And I was like, clearly, ma'am, you are 13. You are not an adult. I think you're an adult once you're 25 or no, 21. 21. You're an adult. 18 is still a kid.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So 21, I feel like you're technically an adult.
I'm refraining from a lot of side tangents because just the whole topic of adulthood
I know.
is just something I'm very passionate about.
It triggered some thoughts, and I was just like, you're barely a young adult. You're a teenager. You're a kid. Be a kid. Chill. But I don't know. What did you?
Yeah. So, I mean, I remember this episode a little bit. Like,
same.
I just remember I want a bra, a BraWEEEEE.
Yeah. And the way the camera, like,
what a bra.
Yeah, made it so dramatic. Like, I remember that part, but and I remember there was a letdown that happened when like Lizzie was like, I thought she was saying like she was a teenager. Like I didn't know that she was like saying she's a full-fledged adult.
Yeah, that's what I was like.
But I remember that exchange happening and the mom feeling like a little let down.
Mm-hmm.
Watching it back now, I see it from a different lens.
Oh,
but we'll get into that when
I was a kid, I was like, I want to be an adult too when I'm 13. Like,
I never had that phase.
Relax.
I was more like, what's the friend?
Gordo?
Kate's friend? No, Claire. I was more like, I'm gonna talk about Claire a little later because she was smart. Yes. So let's just get into the discussion.
Please elaborate.
So, jumping ahead to when they're bra shopping, because spoiler alert, they bra shop. That's the premise of the episode. Kate and Claire are like the only two in like their class that like
have bras.
Yeah, that have like legit bras, not like training bras. And it turns out that they're there with Claire's mom. And like Claire, I don't know if it was the acting, but she didn't really seem as fazed by it. She's like, yeah, I got my mom. She's going to pay for everything. She drove us here. Like, I'm living the life. So, like, I related with that. I didn't really have that eagerness to grow up. I utilized my resources. So, I wasn't, like, I need to hike in the rain, sleet, and snow to the mall because I want to show my independence at 13. I'm like, hey, mom, can we go to the mall?
Mean, no, I wasn't like that either.
Yeah. But even then, they were like, we know we can't drive. Lizzie, get your mom to take us to the mall to get school supplies.
Damn. I was like, hold on.
Yeah. But basically, the whole premise of this episode is that they are now in 8th grade. They're 13 years old, and people are starting to wear bras, and they're like,
sorry, boss, can't relate. Started in 6th grade.
I know, that's same. Oh, we'll get into the middle school memories later. But yeah, so they felt like they were outsiders because everybody seen like they were more, or like the people that had bras were more mature and all that other stuff. So they decided to go on a mission to buy bras at the mall. And so in order to achieve this, they had to ask Lizzie's mom to drive them to the mall. And that ordeal with Miranda, like trying to convince her to lie. And like, why are they making this big lie? Like, just say that you want to.
That's what I was saying. I was like, why
clothes?
Can't you just say I want to get clothes or like
school? Who goes to the mall for school supply?
Oh my God. Thank you.
Now, I don't know their lives. Maybe they're like, you can only get clothes for back to school.
Yeah.
You don't need new clothes now. I know that's how I was when I was growing up. Like August, September, you get your clothes for the year. You get your pair of shoes for the year. You're set until next back to school season.
Yep.
So maybe that was the case. So that's why they had to say school supplies.
Maybe.
Just playing devil's advocate
for a
here.
project.
For a project. And the mom was not. She was.
Oh, she was on them, but she was on them like she was like, "This is BS. Whatever you're saying, this doesn't add up." Everyone, and then the thing, how they the camera pan to everyone to pan to the mom. I think by that time Gordo was there already.
Yeah, because she invited Gordo because like, well, I figured if you guys need school supplies, Gordo does too.
And she was like, "It's for class." And he was like, "We have the same classes together." And I was like, "Shut up, Gordo."
Yeah, it's like except for gym.
Except for
like,
gym.
Yeah, it's a gym project.
Like, there's
which
never a project.
She's not lying. Because this whole thing sparked because of gym class.
That is true.
So this was a little project I put in air quotes because
that's true.
Yeah. So I mean, it wasn't a total lie.
True.
Yeah.
But I like the other side story.
Oh yeah,
Jet Li's sidekick.
Jet Li's sidekick. Disney does it again. I just love the writing in Disney shows. I didn't realize how smart it was until I got older, because you literally have the two like kids of the family going through a similar two totally different situations, but a similar lineage to where the parents feel like they don't need them anymore, or like the kids feel like they don't need their parents anymore. And so you have it happening like in tandem, like it goes on the same time when they go back and forth. So I was like, oh my gosh, that is so smart. So like you have Lizzie on the other hand talking about she's an adult, she doesn't need her mom to do stuff for her anymore. And then you got Matt, right? Matt's his name. I want to call him Jake because Jake's his real name.
Yeah.
Matt. So Matt on the other hand is trying to do something cool and feel like his dad isn't cool enough to help him with
an essay will be enough, son. And I'm like,
okay,
I won't win with an essay, sir. Like that's not gonna work.
Yeah.
But fun fact.
Oh, fun fact alert.
The sensei was Mr. McGuire's actual brother.
What?
So that's why the joke was
I knew him all my life.
I've known him all my life. And then they had like the music and I was like, hold on, I think that's his brother. And I looked it up and it's his brother.
Oh my god.
And he's like really famous.
Never got that.
From a long time ago. Yeah.
That is genius.
Yep.
Oh, and also you mentioned the music and sound effects.
Oh my gosh.
I never noticed how many sound effects that they had.
What was the one that he with the brother? It was like boing or something like that. Oh no, the donk, bonk. And I was like,
yeah, what a bag! Like it was like bonk.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Come on now, and that like Matt's whole thing of him training to be Jet Li's sidekick. I didn't really understand why they just didn't give him fake stuff to break. Like, why is he trying to break?
Like, the hop killed me.
Hop down the stairs.
Yeah,
but he's breaking legit furniture, or trying to at least. I'm like, get him a. I mean, I don't think every house is equipped with a breakaway chair. Like, this is not a set, but still, like. It could have been. I think
they did it for comedic. Like it was done for a reason, which was pretty funny because it was like he was in pain and he was like trying to do all these moves, and they were like,
oh, and one thing that so basically going back, as we mentioned before, like the thing that I remember was that Lizzie and Miranda get caught in the lie and Lizzie confessed that she wanted to get a bra, and it was a big ordeal. So they end up going to the mall. So that's when we depart, when like the plots kind of split. So you have the girls at the mall and the guys back at home. And the one thing that I don't understand, I don't know if this is different for different people or if this was just a thing on TV, but Gordo stayed behind to help Matt and Mr. McGuire out with this thing. And Lizzie was no longer home. Is it just normal for friends to stay at their house when the friend isn't there? I mean, I never came home and then I'm like, Jess, you're here just kicking it with my mom? Like, I never had that situation. That it feels very TB to me. So I'm curious if anyone out there had that experience. So we're like, you're so tight with your friend's family that you're there without visiting your friend. Like you were going there to see your friend's siblings and parents.
But he initially went for them, and then he ended up getting ditched because she was like, you're uninvited. That's what the mom said.
Yeah.
So technically he didn't go at his own will. He went because they were all trying to go somewhere. But then he ended up was like, oh, I'll help you record it. Like, I'll go grab my what do you say? My or I don't know. Camera.
Yeah, I'll run home and get my camera.
Yeah.
And also because apparently he's a 10-minute walk because he
5 actually, if you think about it.
I thought he was like, I'll be back in 10 minutes. Oh, yeah, because walking there and back. So it was probably 5 minutes.
Yeah, so I'm like, you don't live that close. You're next door.
Yeah, I'm like, that's crazy.
The next part is where they see their really hot teacher. I was like, and I did air quotes.
Yeah.
Really hot in air quotes.
I appreciate that they thought that their teacher of color was hot. But you're 13,
see it, boss, and that's disgusting, boss.
I was never that student.
I mean, there was some teachers. That's a little controversial. Let's not go there. For those of you who went to if you
don't dox us,
but you know what I'm talking about.
Oh my god!
If you know, you know. Wink, wink. The teacher in the portable. Let's just leave it at that.
Who was in the portable?
We'll talk about that offline.
Oh, okay. Make sure you turn it.
Well, I just remember everyone talking about, like, I didn't find that teacher attractive at all. I didn't find any teachers attractive at that.
Yeah, no,
but there was a lot of girls that would say, oh my god, he's so hot. And I was like, sorry, boss, I don't see it.
I almost said something really mean.
Yeah, that was pretty funny, but it was also really like disturbing at the same time because it was like they had a whole, and then the mom is still like passing the bras.
Yeah,
like go try these on, and I'm like,
I felt for them in that.
Why are you shoving these bras in their faces and their teachers? They're like, you see what they're seeing, like that doesn't
embarrassment.
Oh my god, I was like, bro, you got to be kidding me right now.
Yeah, but that whole ordeal, because like, as the legend goes, like as you get older, you start to empathize more with the parent character
Yeah.
in shows. I see that, but also I guess I'm young at heart, but I still empathize with Lizzie a little bit.
Yeah.
But the mom was like very over the top. She didn't have to do all that. But because she was over the top, like Lizzie popped off in the changing room.
Oh,
And
she popped off.
yeah, she did. Like she was like kind of rude.
Yeah, she was rude.
Not kind of. She was flat out rude to her mom.
Yeah.
So then the mom felt
I felt so bad for the mom.
I know, I felt bad.
Like
she didn't have to say all that.
Yeah, and she was like trying to help them. Like she was just really excited. I feel like that's how I would be as a mom. But then I would also have to like, okay, relax.
Yeah.
Like this is not the place or the time. I have so many stories of my mom. It's ridiculous. Like of the embarrassment that I felt for certain situations growing up. Let me tell you, but I can relate. And then I love how, kind of fast forwarding a little bit, because it's going into the mom yelling, or no, Lizzie yelling at her mom.
Mm-hmm.
When they're done, or when they realize they need the mom, her mom, when she realized she needs her mom, the mom's like, okay, I was kind of, I'm sorry for embarrassing you, and I'll step back. And she was like, no.
I liked
and she
that.
was like, no, I need you. And the mom was like, yeah, I was kind of being kind of like, she acknowledged that she was
she acknowledged it, because I feel like a lot of with the whole trope of like the parent kid relationship in TV,
or like the parent always being right.
Yeah, the parent's always right. And so and then when you're older, you're like, yeah, like she was rude and like all this other stuff, and like there's no accountability with the parent character, because like they're your elder, they're wiser, just like, it's okay. When it's your turn, you'll be able to do it. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, like I hate that trope. And so I'm glad that she was able to realize that Lizzie was able to realize she threw a tantrum, and the mom was able to be like, I was a little embarrassing. So I'm glad there was closure in that department. But going back to what they were experiencing in like which I guess it was like a Victoria's Secret, but not.
I feel like it was like a JCPenney type thing, where it was like
it
the
was
bras.
only a bra set. I feel like the whole store was a bra
Apparently
section.
the bras and the onesies or
oh yeah, so it probably
same.
was like a JCPenney. In my notes I had drip check, because when they were in the dressing room with them clogs and the fashion was top tier in this show.
I wanted shoes like that so bad, and I had a jacket like Lizzie McGuire's.
Wait, I don't remember the jacket she had in this episode.
It was like pleather.
Oh. Yeah, I didn't dress like that.
I remember that. I remember that jacket like no tomorrow. It was my favorite color blue. It was like a sapphire blue, and it was so squeaky, and I loved it.
I feel like I vaguely remember this.
Oh, I know you remember it, because I wore that like every freaking day. I wore it any chance I could.
The only thing I wore that made noises was like windbreakers.
You wore a lot of windbreakers.
Swish swish.
You had a lot of swish swish.
Swish swish and velour was up my alley.
The next part after that,
them running into Kate and Claire. Yeah, so they run into Kate and Claire, who are also bra shopping, and Kate
is the taller one, right?
Yeah, Kate's the main bully. Claire she was there for like a couple episodes. Claire and Kate are making fun of Lizzie and Miranda, and then the mom comes along, and then Lizzie tries to make fun of Kate and Claire, and like, oh, you had to bring your mom bra shopping with you? We're here by ourselves. And the mom was like, oh, I haven't seen you guys in a long time. Do you need help? And like, no, we're good because we're adults. Like, Lizzie,
I was like, bruh,
on. It's like, okay. And like, I don't know if it was the Disney acting in this, but like Claire and Kate seemed very unfazed by their mom being like, by Claire's mom being there. And then afterwards, after the mom left, she was like, the training bras are in the footy pajama department. Like, they just still bullied them. So I'm like, I'm sorry, but point to the bullies in this one.
Yeah.
Like, they were so unfazed and unbothered.
And my thing is, them
that comes with
shopping for
adulthood.
bras alone, for one, like, even being an adult is kind of like, what size? Where do I go? What's the, like, I still need assistance at 26.
And that's the thing that like really got to me for this episode, where I just wish I can just jump through the screen and fix it, because you're telling me you're an adult and then you're like, there's so many letters and numbers, I don't know what to do.
A, B, C, 36, 38. I was like, hello, ma'am, that is the logistics of bras.
But
hello.
if you rewind to when they entered the store, there was what we call a sales associate. Ask her. Like, she asked you if you needed help. Yep. And then Lizzie's mom embarrassed them. Go back. I mean, I would feel kind of like some type of way, like, actually, can you help us? I guess it's probably like a pride thing. And with growing up, like back in the day in middle school, like a lot of people have that mentality.
Back in the day.
I mean, it's been a minute since we were in middle school.
Yeah.
Okay, so back in our middle school era, does that sound better? I think that, I like that. So back in our middle school era, we were surrounded by a lot of people who were ready to grow up, which, I mean, this is the same plot line of like this Lizzie McGuire episode, because they're in middle school. And in the beginning, I mentioned that I was a little triggered by this episode because it opens up with them in PE, and you see those classic PE lockers, the long locker with the little small locker stacked next to them. And instantly I was transported back to 2005. And it was the first legit day of sixth grade PE. So the first day of changing. And
mind you, this is the first time we've ever changed for PE in our lives.
Yes. Unfortunately.
Ever.
I went with a couple of friends and some of their friends, so I would consider them acquaintances. And so we were able to have our lockers next to each other in PE. So it didn't matter if we had different PE teachers. We were able to pick our friends and locker mates. So I was like, you know, some of us go back to elementary school. Like, we've been friends for a couple of years. Let's locker mate together. So we were changing for PE. This is like probably 3 days in, because there were a few days we didn't have to dress. We just came to PE, and they're like, this is PE in middle school. Buy your uniform. You have until X day to buy your uniform. And so we did that, bought a uniform. We're changing. I hear whispers when I'm changing, and I was like, what's happening? It was like I wasn't too phased or too nervous for this. Like, I was just like, we're just changing for PE here. And then so turns out that after PE, and now we're at lunch, I discover what the whispers were about, because I could start making they start making fun of me for this. So basically, I mean, I know I'm sitting now, but I'm not tall. Like, I'm not WNBA player tall, but I am taller than the average woman. So, and I've been about this height for, I would say, I stopped growing like at 14.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, since like middle school.
Yeah, so like I've been 5'8" since middle school, the end of middle school. And so 6th grade, I was about 5'6". With that, I can't wear like character underwear or like little bikini underwear because I can't fit it. Imagine a 5'6" person trying to put on child's underwear. That would not work. So needless to say, I wore regular women's briefs.
Regular briefs.
Just regular standard cut underwear. It wasn't lederhosen. It wasn't like all the way up my stomach. It wasn't high rise. It was just normal underwear. And because of this, I was the only person I would say only like me and one other girl in our grade were tall. Everybody else was short.
Who
And
else was tall? Oh,
we were the tallest ones, and we didn't feel normal size till high school. So because of that, I wore regular women's underwear, and the quote unquote friends that I was at a locker by were making fun of me, saying I was wearing, and I quote, granny panties. So
I would have been like, you should know what they look like if you wear them. Or I'd been like,
I didn't even know.
I would have.
Thank you, because I didn't even know what that meant. I just thought it was like legit. I didn't know it was a style of panty. I just assumed like they're saying I'm wearing my grandmother's underwear, which is not true.
You're like, actually, I'm not.
Actually,
they're mine. My mother bought it
mine.
in August, so they're mine.
During our back to school shopping. I don't remember how long this lasts, but that was my name to them, like for a cool minute. So they didn't call me by my name.
Those girls
they called me
go.
by so they called me by granny panties. And I had one friend in the situation who didn't like that was happening, and I commend her for it. So I can sympathize with like feeling the pressures of middle school and like growing up, even though I was on the Kate and Claire side of the situation. I still had that like feeling of not fitting in, and something was wrong with me, and like all that other stuff. And so that's why I'm like, ooh, it doesn't matter how old you get, you can still relate to the stuff that they went through.
I easily maneuvered myself out of those situations. I was one of those kids that wore their jeans under their gym sweats.
Yeah, and that was a big thing. And don't want to dive into the misogyny and sexism of clothing in school, but that was girls weren't allowed to wear unregulated items under like their sweats. So like the only thing you could wear under your sweats were
your shorts.
Were like PE shorts. So you could have the gym shorts and sweats. That's it. You couldn't wear jeans. So a lot of people liked wearing jeans because one, that's when skinny jeans started becoming a thing, and it was hard to get out of those. I wore regular pants. I did not wear skinny jeans, but because of that, they would just put their sweats on. They would put
I just did it because I didn't want to change though.
Yeah, some people did it because they didn't want to change.
Yeah,
but also like it would have been a lot. But also when they would do uniform checks, that means they had to wear their PE shorts. So you got your regular everyday pants, PE shorts. Now you got sweats on underneath, and then now you got to do a turkey trot.
Oh my
You're
God.
kidding me,
dude! Guess how I did that freaking what's it called? The turkey trot.
So for people that didn't go to our school, a turkey trot was the equivalent to a mile.
A mile.
Yeah. So we had to run a mile, as kids do. And so, like they will walk it because you're in skin tight jeans and multiple layers of clothing. So yeah, that was middle school for us. And
fun times, man. Yeah. Fun times. Wow. Ooh. I haven't heard turkey trot in like 15 years.
No, right? Oh, turkey trot. That's the life of middle school girls. Now let's go back to elementary school boys with Matt trying to become Jelly's sidekick.
That was so ridiculous. I'm just like, okay.
But then like as I was watching this, I was like, I'm the Gordo friend. Like I'm always filming stuff for my friends. And so like I was like, oh, that's so cool. But so the dad was trying to push Matt to do an essay.
Yeah.
Because it said do an essay, do a project, or like do a video.
He was like, sure. Yeah. Rolling his eyes, and I was like, damn, you're sassy for a 10-year-old.
Because he had to be the sassy kid.
He was, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's when Gordo gets kind of not pushed, and he kind of like, I guess, volunteers in a way.
Yeah,
He
he's
was
like, I already made the
I'm
5
here.
minute walk over here.
Yeah, so let me go back home, get my camera, come back.
Yeah,
And then they get into recording his what's it called? His little
basically audition tape.
Basically.
That's
But it
essentially
was more
what
of
it
a
is.
movie because that's what they were doing.
Yeah.
And then what was hella funny to me
Mm.
was when they were doing the voices and they were delaying.
They did it like a Japanese film.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god.
It's like, you must defeat the one. Like, what?
But and then a bit.
Yeah. But yeah, that was a nice little touch. That because the first go around, Gordo wrote it, and they were filming it that way, and the dad was trying to help. And not to jump to the end here, but I feel like the dad deserved more. This is a little production tangent, so if you're not interested in production, I'm sorry. But the dad was way more than a production assistant. Like, they credit him as a production assistant. He was a production coordinator at best. He got his brother to be there. So like you're talking about pulling in talent to be in a thing. He wasn't just making coffee orders for them. Like, he did way more. He was an assistant camera. He filmed. He did way more than a PA. Just to say he was a PA. Like, what? Get my man's credit up. Boost up his IMDb. He was way more than just a PA. But anyways, so yeah, the dad was filming and all this stuff, and then so similar plot line goes with the boys this time. Matt's like, I don't need you, Dad. Gordo got it. Gordo's the cool guy. And so he left, and then everything went into shambles. Like it was all fails. So much, yeah, it was so much better when your dad was here because the tripod fell over. Gordo didn't know the lines he wrote. I'm like,
yeah,
okay.
I was like,
how are you flubbing your own line? You wrote this.
You wrote it. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I understand the pressure. Sometimes you forget, but it was only
I
a couple
can relate to that.
Oh my gosh. But and one note that I did have was I think the dad handled his feeling of being unwanted by his kid better than the mom.
Yes.
Because he was like, let me pull in an expert. I know I'm not an expert in this, so let me pull in a favor from a friend. The mom could have been like, you know what? I mean, this requires more people. It was like, let me get a cousin, someone younger. Like, maybe they're embarrassed by me. Because I know like that happens a lot with like family friends and stuff like that. Like, you feel better when it's not like straight up your parent.
Your actual parent.
Like your actual parent. I think that would have been more responsible for the mom, or not responsible, but like a better tactic.
Yeah.
For the mom to do that.
Approach.
Yeah, a better approach. And so like the dad, he called in his friend, which we just found out was his real brother.
In real life.
In real life. His real life brother. That wasn't his. They just made it ominous that he knew him in the actual episode.
His whole life.
Yeah, and then everything just came together smoothly. He ended up getting a great tape. Like, he did a good movie. He was actually cast as Jet Li's sidekick.
He was like, I just thought about that right now. He was like, that's a good title for the movie. And I was like, that's the description. like
untitled Jet Li sidekick. That's a great title.
I was like, what?
It's like, that's cute, but it's not.
Yeah.
And it was so funny because like the parents, because like the dad approved of him auditioning or sending in the
it was
like submitting to the contest.
Yeah.
And then he was like, look, if he gets it, oh well. Oh, if he doesn't get it, oh well. But if he gets it, we're gonna be like the,
well, no, it wasn't that. It was,
what?
If we don't let him do it, we'll be the lame parents. If we let him do it and they say no, we're good, we seem cool because we let him do it. They didn't think he had
they didn't think he had a chance
to even win. So
I misinterpreted that.
Yeah,
that is hilarious. That makes more sense of why he screamed at the end that he actually got
he
it.
Was like, what the hell? Like,
no, I think this was like a one-off thing. I don't think they dove into it past that.
No. It was just like, he was just like,
so like, we don't get to see. if he accepted it or not, or
Mm-hmm.
him actually being Jet Li's psychic.
Mm-hmm.
But
That's the end of the episode.
that's the end of the episode. Oh,
Oh,
the iconic thing of them being on the phone. I love that part.
Oh, I love that so much.
Just the way that they keep shifting the.
Yes, with whoever.
If I had
speaking.
energy, I would do that for this episode. Just us pretending to be on the phone, our Zoom windows.
I mean,
shift.
technically, it's a Zoom. If you think about it.
They were ahead of the time.
But yeah, that was the end of the episode. It was pretty funny.
Woo, yeah, and it was short too.
It was very short, 22 minutes.
Yeah, but it didn't feel like it, which was really good.
Yeah, but I liked it. It was a very good episode. I did remember a lot of stuff, like little like key things, like the bra part.
I just remember BraWEEEE and the changing part.
Yeah,
when they have like the exchange, but you only see their feet.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember
That's
that.
the only parts I remembered. What would you rate it? Out of 10.
8. 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I gave it 7 BraWEEEEs out of 10.
8 BraWEEEEs out of 10. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a solid episode.
Yeah.
I still think that the Aaron Carter episode is my favorite. From what I remember, the Christmas one.
Yeah,
I really like that one.
I remember.
But that one, and then even though this one's kind of depressing, not depressing, but it's like really sad. The one with Miranda and like the body image episode.
Oh,
because
yeah.
I love the dance sequence that they did at the end with her and Lizzie. So yeah, those are like really good episodes. Hopefully we dive into those later on in the future, but for now we have a little quiz to take.
Yes, we do.
I forgot the title. To see which Lizzie McGuire character are you? Any guesses going into it?
Let's see. I don't know. I don't have a guess.
I think I'm gonna be Gordo. Just because I like video stuff, I feel like I'm gonna be Gordo. But
I feel
my
like
dream
maybe
is
I'll
to
be
be
like
a Miranda.
I think I will be Miranda, honestly.
In my heart, I want to be a Miranda. You
Okay.
could be the first one.
Alrighty. So question number 1. How would your friends describe you? Shy, smart, outgoing, funny, popular, or loving? Let's just silently answer these and then
Okay.
so we don't get like influenced by the other.
See, but here's one thing I would say before we silently answer.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like certain friends will say
certain things. Yeah.
I'm balancing between two.
Yeah. I'm a generic one, and I've heard that one across the board, so I'm just gonna go with that one.
I'm gonna go with the one that I believe that I am, not the one that I always get.
Oh, okay.
So, pick an activity for a first date. I was like, your first date with your friends? Wait. Totally unrelated. A concert, playing video games, going to a movie, going to a diner, going to a fair, or I'm assuming going on a hike and a picnic because they're just on a mountain.
Pick a color: mustard yellow, mountain blue, purple, violet. Looks like a pastelish pink kind of coral color. The tree evergreen green, and a red that also looks slightly orangey, but
I don't know what color that is.
Yeah.
I feel like this is more like pick a texture than a color.
Yeah, honestly.
Okay, this is easy. Pick a holiday: Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, or New Year's.
Oh, we all know the answer to this one.
Yeah.
Choose an animal. What does a fox say? A fox, a parrot, right? Parrot? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
it's a parrot.
A cat, a dog, a doggo.
Oh my god.
So sheep or lamb, and then a tiger.
Pick a house: There is a white house with a red roof. It looks very like outskirtsy, but not suburban.
Very
and
traditional.
Yeah, a very like American house. Just missing the white picket fence.
Yeah.
What's the? I feel like there's
like
a
a
term.
villa. It's like a villa.
That's what I'm trying to get. So
Yeah.
we have like a villa option.
Very
Another one's
modern house.
modern. Yeah, very boxy, modern, all glass looking thing with a pool. Then you got like a Anne of Green Gables looking prairie house. And then there's a city looking townhouse kind of thing. Like think of like New York or like New Orleans, very downtowny, but also like I don't know. You'll see it if you take it. Or a very white, boxy, modern. Oh, that's it. That was the last question. All right, done. Oh, explosion.
Who'd you get?
Oh, I got Miranda.
I got Miranda too.
Is it fixed? I don't feel like I'm really Miranda.
You are confident and rebellious. Singing is your passion, and your biggest dream is to become a professional musician. No, no, and no.
Was singing her passion? Did she have a singing episode? I feel like that was a thing.
Maybe.
Okay. Yeah, I'm none of these, but I want it to be Miranda, so I feel like that's a win. All right, well, I guess that's it.
That's it.
I think we did it. Anything else you want to say before we close this out?
Thank you for watching, listening. It's been a pleasure to share this Zoom with you, Sharissa, as always.
Yes. Some parting words. I'll say parents, be kind to your kids. Kids, be kind to your parents. Don't be a brat and don't be pushy.
And also stand up for others. If you see that somebody is being bullied, please
stand up for your friends. All right, bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of the Friday Night Lineup. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Friday Night Lineup, for the video version of this podcast. And also follow us on Instagram and Twitter at TFNL_pod for more updates, as well as give us suggestions on what we should watch next. See you next week. Bye.